Hello everyone, my name is Shikha Singh. I'm a guest faculty at KMC Language University, Lucknow. Today we will discuss about elegy, its meaning, its characteristics, and major poets. Elegy in Greek and Roman times, elegy denoted any poem written in elegiac meter. The term was also used, however, to refer to the subject matter of change and loss frequently expressed in the elegiac verse form, especially in complaints about love. In accordance with this latter usage, the wanderer, the seafarer, and other poems in Old English on the transition of all worldly things are even now called elegies. In Europe and England, the word continued to have a variable application through the Renaissance. John Donne's elegies, written in the late 16th and early 17th centuries, are about love, although relate to the sense of elegy as lament, in that many of them emphasize mutability and loss. In the late 17th century, the term elegy began to be limited to its most present usage, a formal and sustained lament in verse for the death of a particular person, usually ending in a consolation. Examples are the medieval poem Pearl and Chaucer's Book of the Duchess, Alfred Lord Tennyson's In Memoriam. On the death of Arthur Hallam, and W. H. Auden's In Memory of W. B. Yeats. Occasionally, the term is used in its older and broader sense for somber meditations. On mortality, such Thomas Gray's elegy written in a country churchyard. An important subtype is the pastoral elegy, which presents both the poet and the one he mourns, who is usually also a poet, as shepherds. This poetic form was originated by the Greek poet Theocritus, was continued by the Roman Virgil, and was developed in various European countries during the Renaissance and remained current in English poetry. Through the 19th century, notable English pastoral elegies are Spenser's Astrophel on the death of Sir Philip Sidney, Milton's Lycidias, and in the Victorian age, Arnold's Thyrsis. The pastoral elegists from the Greeks, though, are the Renaissance, developed a set of conventions which are illustrated here by reference to Lycidias. In addition to the fictional representation of both mourner and subject as shepherds tending to their flocks, we often find the following convention features. The lyric speaker begins by invoking the noises and goes on to make frequent references to other figures from classical mythology. All nature joins in the mourning the shepherd's death, who stress the myth and ritual origins of poetic genre. Claim that this feature is a survival from primitive laments for the death of Adonisus or other vegetational deities who died in the autumn to be reborn in the spring. Third feature is the mourner charges with negligence the nymph or the other guardians of the dead shepherd. There is a procession of appropriate mourners. Fifth, the poet raises questions about the justice of fate or else of providence and adverts to a corrupt conditions of his own times. Such passages, though sometimes called digressions, are integral to the evolution of the mourner's thought in Lycidias. Sixth characteristic is post Renaissance elegies often include an elaborative passage in which appropriate flowers are to the deck the hearse. There is a closing consolation in Christian elegies to the lyric reversal from grief and despair to joy. and assurance typically occurs when the elegist comes to realize that death in this world is the entry to the higher life. In the last 2 decades of the 20th century, there was a strong revival of the elegy, especially in America, to mourn the devastation and death wrought by AIDS among talented young intellectual poets and artists. Thank you.